Welcome back, guys, to a new episode of the Grand Tour game. This is episode 9, I believe, and I'm gonna be completely honest, I didn't like this episode. I watched it this morning and yeah, it's just a bit boring. The whole like Citroen C3 bit at the end just felt completely pointless. Didn't really find it that funny, but hopefully in terms of gameplay it'll be fun. We'll see. So it's called Aston, Astronauts, and Angelina'S Children. That's the most random title ever. Right, play from the start. Let's go.
Thank you, and welcome. And in today's incredibly topical show, Neil Armstrong walks on the moon, some angry cyclists, and I throw a sandwich out of the window. All that is to come. But first, Aston Martin has just launched a new car. And here's Richard Hammond to tell us all about it.
This is one of those superstar cars that leave a wake of dropped jaws and phone camera flashes.
And as the smallest, punchiest, sportiest car in the Aston lineup, it's fast too.
Is it in the game? It is in the game! Sweet! Sorry, I wasn't sure. I was like, is this? I don't know.
0 to 60 takes 3.5
Definitely
seconds.
is. Ooh, it's good. I'm not sure about the colour, but yeah, I like the look of it. It's actually quick around a corner. It's quick in a straight line. I mean, it's not much to complain about, really, is there? It's a good Aston. Probably one of my favourite pieces, I think, of the show. I think after this segment, the show goes downhill a little bit. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Of course, if you like this particular episode, sorry if I offended you. It's just personal preference. So we've got so amount of time to get this lap. If we do it first time, that would be great. We're just on target. Should we get it first time? First time? First time? Yeah, there we go. Crashed at the end. It's all good. Got a goal.
Top speed, 195.
But here's the thing. Astons have always been beautiful and fast in a straight line. But when you're making a sports car, that's the easy part. It was when you dug deeper under the skin into the areas you couldn't see that in the past, they often came up short.
The trouble is, the company's never had the money or the manpower of Porsche or Ferrari, and you could sense that in their cars. They just didn't feel as well made or well engineered as some rivals.
That means they sold mainly to people listening to their hearts and not their heads. Because your heart says, I want an Aston, even when your head says that door doesn't fit properly.
But this is 2018. Good looks and speed aren't enough if bits are coming off in your hand. This car can't be nice to drive for an Aston. It can't be well made for an Aston. It's got to be good, full stop. Yeah, in an AMG, this engine doesn't make this noise. In a Merc, it's all power bass. Whereas Aston Martin have added some British gravel to the mix.
So, it's handsome, quick, tuneful, and feels well built. But now we come to the acid test. How the new Vantage handles corners.
So, let's see what's what.
Seems pretty good to me already, to be honest. Well, I guess we go again. Oh, he wants me to drift. These can go either one of two ways. Really well, or really bad. Yeah,
and
that
it's the
wouldn't
first
work.
Aston Martin
Great.
fitted with an electronic diff. A very expensive but very valuable weapon of war.
A little bit of drifting in there. So I need 700 meters. This may take a couple of attempts. It may take a few attempts. I don't know. We will see. We will see.
Then we come to the engine. It's a 4
Oh, I hate when you hit the grass a little bit. Got a bronze
it has
though.
twin turbos. It makes 510 horsepower.
Right, I've got one, maybe two good corners to do a drift.
Here we go. Give me everything you've got.
Come on, baby. One more corner. Yep.
Oh,
Nope. Yep, just about got it. Scrape through. Got a gold though.
yeah, it works.
Yes. It's a really good
This is
looking
in
car.
control of its power. It really is. It's been set up by a man who used to work at Suspension Masters Lotus. And you can tell. In the past, you could buy an Aston and love it, but still know deep down that a 911 was a better car. With this new Vantage, that gap has been closed to a point where it doesn't matter.
It's not just brilliant for an Aston Martin. It's brilliant, full stop.
Good car. I can see her.
Can you really?
I really can see her. We agree with you on that. It's a brilliant, brilliant car. But one thing I ought to mention, you know all that tech inside it?
Yeah.
That is Mercedes stuff, but it's last generation Mercedes stuff.
Yes, but
they're
it's
fitting.
still better than all the stuff that Aston used to fit.
That's true.
Is it not?
No, that is true. And the other thing, you expressed surprise that it's got that AMG engine. But you've got to remember the Aston V12 they've been using for years, that's German.
Well, it's made in Germany.
Yes.
That makes it sort of German, doesn't it?
No. It's where it's designed and developed that matters.
Let's not get bogged down with what's German and what's not. The point is, okay, unlike the previous Vantage, that is way, way more than a pretty face. I mean, a lot more. But now let's find how fast Abby can get one around the Eboladrome.
Hopefully very quick. Oh, they got the other colour as well. Very nice. Nice touch. They could have easily just put the same colour in, saved a bit of time. But nope. Interesting. Alright. I respect that. This had like, it was like a grey, like obviously you can see the silver grey colour. And then it had like a yellow tint to it as well, like a yellow interior. Oh, it was a bit weird.
Already, we're at the drop down into your name here.
A little bit wide, not gonna lie. This game has very unique handling physics. That is all I will say. It's very unusual. You won't quite understand until you play it. It's a little bit sort of unpredictable at times. I mean, it's still fun, but go. How are we doing for time? Might be quite tight.
Down to substation.
Through these last corners quick. Oh, we did it. Another gold. Woo!
It does. It's like an old-fashioned racing car, moving around. It's a good-looking lap, that. Right, let's find out where it ended up on our lap board, shall we? Here we go.
Sweden, mine was under 1 second, but it was 1 minute 20.
Exactly the same speed as a 911 GT3 RS.
Yeah, and when you think the Aston doesn't have a massive wing and scaffolding in the back, that is pretty impressive.
Very impressive.
Yeah, but never mind that. Look, it's no faster than a BMW M5.
Yes, but I think what that says, James, is the M5 is seriously quick.
Now, this year marks the 50th anniversary of the first landings on the moon, and I thought I should take a little celebratory look back at that truly historic mission.
James, this isn't a grand tour of whatever is in your head. You do know that.
No, but I promise there will be some cars in this film. Eventually.
I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal before this decade is out of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the Earth.
When President Kennedy made that speech to Congress in 1961, he gave the scientists at NASA a planet-sized headache. Nevertheless, the brains at NASA knuckled down and throughout the 1960s set about developing and testing the rockets and the technology that would be needed to crack this monumental nut. However, machinery on its own was not enough. Equally important to the success of the space program were the astronauts. Now, these men were generally of a type. They were fighter jocks and test pilots, and they were very familiar with moving around at very high speed. So, and I did promise we'd get some cars into this, when it came to moving around on the face of the Earth, there was one car they favoured above all others. The Corvette.
Ooh.
America's premier sports car.
That is very, very pretty. And it's in the game again. Nice. I'm very happy about that. Oh,
Yes,
this
John
is a car.
Glenn, holder of supersonic flight records and the first American to orbit the Earth, drove this.
First man to orbit the Earth. I mean, that is a statement, isn't it? That's a man. That's a man with serious balls.
Oh, man!
I might have slightly scratched it. I feel really, really bad. Thank God it's an actual video game. And we're fine. Try and go for another gold. Where are we right now? Ah!
Rubbish.
Just how long we got left? Not too long. I'll go fucking quick, so I'm not driving very well today. I do apologise. Did not see that hairpin coming up. We don't have... This won't be a gold, will it? Not in a million years. Started out okay and then sort of slowly evaporated.
Oh, no.
Oh no! Actually,
The big love
it is a
between
gold.
the American
Right.
astronaut and the Corvette started with Alan Shepard, the first American in space in 1961.
Black.
And on his safe return to Earth, he was given a free Corvette by General Motors, a sort of medal for services to the country.
By 1969, just inside Kennedy's deadline, NASA was ready to try landing some men on the moon. The astronauts chosen were Buzz Aldrin, who drove a Corvette, Neil Armstrong, who drove a Corvette, and Mike Collins, who drove a Beetle. Presumably that's why they left him in the command module and didn't let him walk on the lunar surface.
Eagle Houston, we have you now. Do you read over? Loud and clear.
When the astronauts finally approached the surface of the moon, the landing was not without drama.
Okay, all flight controllers, gonna go for landing.
The designated spot was full of craters,
Eagle Houston, you're a go for landing.
forcing Armstrong to fly manually and look for another place to set down.
4 forward, drifting to the right a little. Okay, engine stop. Post control, both autos, descent engine command override off. We copy you down, Eagle. Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
When they finally landed, they had just 20 seconds of fuel remaining. But no matter, they were down on the moon.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Back on Earth, a hero's welcome awaited. And once he got home, Armstrong, like so many astronauts, would swap the seat in his spacecraft for a seat in a Corvette.
And when I say Corvette, I mean this actual Corvette. This one. This was his. This is Neil Armstrong's Corvette. Oh. His hands were here, he looked at the instruments like that. He touched that. Neil Armstrong, the first person to set foot somewhere other than the Earth.
They've got this car in the game as well. Okay then. Okay, that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. That is pretty awesome.
Full throttle.
Oh, I should hit the markers. This is new. There's no more markers. Am I supposed to turn back round? I think I am. Try and get these as quick as possible. That's it. To lift there a little bit. Then turn back round. Where's that one? Get it. No. Oh, no, I thought I was going to miss it. No, I hesitated. I might miss out the gold because of that. I don't know. We'll see. A few more. Not going to lift. Oh, we did it. 1 second left.
The owner of this car, when he realised what it was he'd found, decided not to restore it. He would leave it exactly as it was. He would just do enough to make it run. So he hasn't done the paint, he hasn't replaced bits in here. This is all exactly as he found it. There's patina on the bonnet there. There's a scuff bit on the door. It's real. Hello, Rev Counter. Neil Armstrong's looked at you, hasn't he?
Bit weird.
Oh, I think a Huey is coming. There's Mr. Huey, there's the evocative wump. Those are the two sounds of the 60s, aren't they? That wump and the sound of Neil Armstrong speaking from the moon. Neil Armstrong's Chevrolet Corvette. Love it. Love it. What an honour.
What's gone wrong with astronauts?
They don't go to the moon anymore.
No. They used to be rock gods. I mean, if you think about it, they would drive their Corvettes into town, get hammered, get chlamydia, and the next morning they'd be upside down in a starfighter. Anyway, that's enough about space now. I want to move it on because I came into the office the other day and told these two that the Citroen C3 Aircross that I'd been driving was very good, and they said it wasn't.
Because it isn't.
Yes, it is, and I decided to prove that it is by doing one of those very thorough tests where we cover all the things that matter in a car of this type.
Oh, wait a minute. Is this going to be one of those stupid films where you do ridiculous tests to discover if a car can drive faster than itself?
No. This is the car in question. It's a 5-seater, front-wheel drive hatchback. Prices start at £14,720 and it looks rather funky, with those splashes of orange paint here and there. It's also easy to see out of because the windows are made from glass and all the controls fall easily to hand because they're on the dashboard or the steering wheel rather than under the carpet in the boot.
Looks like they're sort of trying to be a bit of a hippie sort of family car. But this piece went on forever, and I completely just like phased out. Maybe in the game it's going to be fun to play, but in terms of watching it, oh god, what's up with my driving today? In terms of watching it, I got a little bit bored. Nothing. I don't know why I spent so much time on this car. It doesn't make any sense to me. Perhaps I don't know. I don't know. Right, can we get a gold first time? Despite the crash, it's not gone too badly. Funny. Halfway. I think we're just about on target-ish. It's gonna be tight though. It's gonna be very, very tight. Just go down a little bit. Oh, this car does not turn. Does not turn. I'm like full lock to the right or left, and it just does not want to do it. We should be on for a gold though. Got a gold. Or take it.
But you may be wondering what makes it so special. Well, to find out, I've decided to break the test down into segments so that all the important questions can be answered. To find out, we've come here to the banked Millbrook Bowl in Bedfordshire. Citroen say that because the quite small 1.2-litre 3-cylinder engine in this particular version of the Aircross is turbocharged, it produces 128 horsepower. And now it's time to see what that means in terms of top speed. And here we go.
Wow, 128. Jesus, watch out. Just gotta keep my throttle down and keep on flying. Keep on going. The quicker we go, the quicker that bar goes up. I can do it within 45 seconds. Try not to steer too much, but just enough to get the job done. We are moving at a rate of knots. Done. Is that another gold?
Yes. Okay, what I've done now is hooked up to the back end of a Bentley Bentayga. Now, this is a car with a top speed of 180 miles an hour. What it's doing is it's punching a hole in the air for me, and I'm driving along in a vacuum. So that should mean I go faster. Let's find out.
So follow the Bentley and go fast, basically. The Bentley seems to be getting away a little bit. I will not lie. Right, get in behind it. Oh god. Oh god. Whoa! Jeez! Trying to do 3 laps. Got a minute to do this. The bar is going up. The Bentley might come past again.
I'm getting away from now.
Get away now. It's getting away. Nope. Catching up again. 160 miles an hour. 165. Oh, my son! Smooth as possible. We're a little bit tight on time. We're good. Yes!
Truth, it's like being in Bluebird. My only worry is that I just saw a single magpie, and it is Friday the 13th as I do this. So now I'm going to ease out of this dangerous situation. Well, if the space is smaller than the Aircross, then the answer is no.
Oh, what? You are kidding me. I'm terrible at parking. Oh! Oh! Oh, this is hilarious. We're going to try this again.
If the space is smaller than the Aircross, then the answer is no.
I'm so bad at parking anyway, let alone trying to do it in a game. Oh, I thought I did it then. No?
And with that sorted
Okay,
out,
I got a goal.
time for one
There
of
we
the
go.
most important tests a little car can face.
I like that. That's cool. Oh yeah, pushing a 13,000-ton ship.
To find out, I've come to Southampton docks, where obviously I've been forced to wear a hard hat in case a ship lands on my head. Anyway, as you can see, the little car has been attached by rope to the enormous car transporter. Which I've just noticed has a face. It's Booty McBoatface. The challenge I'd come up with was to see if the 1-ton C3 could pull the 13,000-ton ship a distance of 25 meters. Right, now I should explain that my colleagues, May and Hammond, think this is a stupid test. They say the Aircross only develops 151 torques and that isn't enough to pull a medium-sized child. I, however, disagree.
Let's give it a go.
Go.
Do I just do... Is that too power? Am I using too much power? I think I'm using too much power. Yeah, okay. Let's give that a restart. I accelerated too much.
Disagree.
I thought I'd have to use all the power.
Let's do this.
How was I supposed to know? There we go. Still a silver. Damn it! I was close though. Give it another go? Yeah. I want to get gold on this.
Disagree.
We're slowly getting better. So we're going to start spot on. Accelerate a little bit more. Easy. Done it.
Christ, there's some elasticity in that rope. Ooh, hello. Why is it going backwards? This is a bit of a worry. Is that ship? The ship's going back. Look. The ship is going back. What? The situation's bad. As we reattached the tow rope, I wondered what had gone wrong. Why did he put his engines in reverse as a sort of amusing joke? I mean, he is Greek, the captain. We're not German. We didn't mess your economy up. With the rope reattached, we began the test again. Here we go. That's just clutch spin. That's just clutch. That's clutch. Traction control off. It's the only solution. Hang on. I think that ship is moving. I think we're getting further and further with each pull.
Yep, it's actually pulling the ship. I was surprised as you. I was very, very surprised. Let's go. Try and creep the power up. High as possible. 22%. If I'm going to do this. No. It's actually quite hard. Guess we'll give it another go then. I need to improve by 22.5 seconds, pretty much. Right, let's pull this boat a little bit quicker. I don't know how it does it, honestly. Like, it's unreal. Better start, I think. I'm trying to add just a tiny bit more power. Come on! Power! Did it. Did it, did it, did it. A lot better. 4 more scenes to go.
The power and strength of the Citroen.
And they're all going to be Citroen based, by the way.
That is Boaty McBoatface admitting defeat. And with that sorted out, it was time to address the C3's practicality. To answer this, we've come to France, where an armed robbery is in progress.
Burglars anglaises avec visage horrible are maintenant making their escape in a red 1972 De Tomaso Pantera GTS.
Ouais, j'ai à vous, 5x5.
Oui.
Au-dessous et sortir. Right.
What an absolute waste. I'm actually quite hungry right now, and it looks really, really tasty. Look at the size of that baguette. Honestly, like, what the hell? This is where it gets a little bit silly, and it starts to drag the episode. Even that car's in the game, I think. The, is it Pantera or Pantera? I might say that completely wrong, I don't know. Let's try and get a little bit closer. I've not even lifted yet, so... gotta hope I get a little bit closer, because I am a cop car, a French cop. I work for the police. The French are known for not having the best police cars in the world. Yeah, they're not very quick. To the point where robbers and criminals will take full advantage. Full advantage indeed. Hear that? Criminal in front. He's got a very nice sounding car. I think it had like 500 horsepower or something silly.
Get a bloody move on.
There's a slight lift there, and apparently I should not have done that. How dare I? I should drift around this perfect loop. That's it. Get away again. Damn it. Yes, really getting away now. What am I supposed to do?
It's quite scary.
Yes, 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 yes. It slowed down. I don't know why. Oh, thank you. I don't know why it slowed down there at all. That sound. Hideous.
All around the world, police forces normally have pretty good cars. The Americans have Crown Vics, Germans have BMs, Italians have Alphas. But France has always been a bit of a burgling free-for-all because you knew that you were only ever going to be chased by Inspector Clouseau in a diesel Renault Megane. Well, not today, because I'm in an Aircross and I've got a moustache. To make my life a bit tricky, the robber's Pantera wasn't standard. It had an all-aluminium 7-litre V8, producing 550 horsepower, 4 times more than I had.
I get to be the criminal! Yes, I like this. No, we have to bounce. Now we have to get away. Oh man, this car looks good. It is the perfect criminal vehicle. It is perfection. Why don't you ever just turn? I swear to God, these cars have no grip in these games at all. To the point where you have to do a handbrake. Otherwise you're screwed. Doesn't make any sense. I've driven this on the show before. I think I have. Yeah, I have. I'm pretty sure it's like the previous seasons or something. Oh, that was costly. That was very, very costly. He's got to go around the corners now as well, so that's good. There we go. But we're getting there. We're getting towards the goals. That is what we wanted. That's quick. We did it.
Soon, I caught up with them.
2 more scenes to go.
Oh, heavens! Oh, damn it! It was beginning to seem that despite my best efforts, I wouldn't be able to catch the Pantera. But then, when all seemed lost, the Citroen played its trump card and didn't break down, whereas the Pantera reverted to type and did. There you go, son. Oh, God. He's using hair dye. Anyway, it's now time for the final test, the big one. The answer to the question I'm asked 5 or 6 times a day. Italy is a difficult country to invade because it's surrounded on 3 sides by sea and on the 4th by mountains. These mountains, the Alps. But back in 218 BC, a Tunisian general called Hannibal did cross those mountains using elephants to carry his gear. And what I want to know is, could he have used an Aircross instead? I mean, obviously, the Aircross wasn't invented 200 years before the baby Jesus, but if it had been, could he have used it? We know that the Citroen is powerful and torquey, but what really matters on a job like this is traction.
Now it's time for a little bit of off-roading.
And that's where this knob down here comes in. It engages something called the grip control system, and that sounds like a gimmick, but it isn't.
Gotta be very careful. This is a tricky event. Tricky scene indeed. Off-roading. Lots of tricky corners. You're over halfway. Keep it going. That's it. Come on, little Citroen. I believe in you. Careful. He does it. Got a goal? Yes, we do. 1 more scene to go. I'm trying to think what it can be.
Yes, look at the little Citroen clawing away. No elephant could do this. I am zooming up here. God knows what sorcery the computers are using to keep me going here, but they are. With the sat-nav telling me Italy was just 2 miles away, I found another path. I'm past 2,000 meters here.
I guess it's just more off-roading.
Christ, if I go over the edge now.
Yep, I think so. Get to the finish. Get to Italy. No pressure, Scott, but you get a gold on this. You got golds for this whole episode. And I will be chuffed. I will be very happy. It's not been the smoothest, but we'll get there. We will get there eventually. It's been a long journey. No, actually the game episode has actually been quite good. The actual episode itself I thought was actually quite poor. But the game, lots of new cars. I really enjoyed playing this episode as well. But in terms of watching it, I didn't like it that much. I'm sure I get people disagreeing, but that's just my opinion. Maybe we can agree to disagree. Come on, this feels like a gold. Come on, baby. Come on, little Citroen. Not got a lot of time left. One final corner. Done it. Yeah, we did it. All golds.
Finally, the border moved into view. Come on, little Aircross. There you are. Clever car. So there we are. Faster than itself at the test track, strong enough to pull a ship, big enough for the entire Jolly family and a horse, and better at invading Italy than an elephant.
Thanks, Clarkson. I think I got the car name wrong at the end there. The last car, I think I got wrong. I don't even know what it is. I don't really care, to be honest. To be complete, I thought it was a Citroen. Anyway, that's a little bit embarrassing. I said he said Vauxhall, didn't he? I swear it's a Citroen. I don't know. I don't care. Anyway, got all golds. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. I still recommend watching the episode. Again, you can just skip through bits that you don't like, which I may sometimes do. But yeah, I'll see you guys soon, and bye-bye.